above anything else, stress is probably one of the least healthy things for us. So getting stressed about, whether you're eating seed oil or whether, you're following the gym regimen that you've decided to settle on or do, or, whether it's you want to walk more, whether you start getting stressed about whether you're walking enough, or whether you're stressed about whether you're eating enough healthy food, or anything that creates that sort of stress, that stress is always going to be worse for you than the thing you're trying to avoid doing at the end of the day. So like that comes into play a lot of times for me as well when I start getting too worked up. And like, so I'll build in certain, days where I allow myself some more leeway, or if I know that I'm going away with friends for a weekend, like maybe like throughout that week, I'll eat more healthy than I usually do to counteract all the shit I'm going to eat over the weekend. It's finding like, and it works differently for different people. Sometimes throughout the day, people like to balance the health. Sometimes throughout the week, people like to balance things out. And, at the end of the day, it always comes down to the thing that works best for you, because we're all very unique and different things work better for different people. There is no objective right way ever.
And it changes over time, right? Like that's the thing, is what you consider balance today is going to be totally different than what you'll consider balance in a year, because we're always changing, right? Like at one point I used to think that a certain schedule that I had in terms of like exercise and socializing and work and all that was balance. Now that I'm older, I wouldn't consider that balanced at all, but it was based on my perceived needs at the time, based on the confusion that I was still caught in, based on how I identified. It all seemed like balance, and it was, to the best of my ability, balance at that time. But later on, if I were to look back and go, that was balance, and not adjust for my new life, I would be totally imbalanced. I'd be once again relying on that previous reaction as opposed to a genuine action in the moment.
Yes. It's really interesting also because like this concept of balance reminds me a lot of wholeness, and the concept also of stress. I don't know. Because I have clients a lot of times come to me, they're like, oh, I want to be less stressed. I'm like, well, stress isn't a bad thing. It's, again, your reaction and your meaning to stress. And there was one client, I sent him all these like academic papers because I was really trying to back it up, and I never heard from him again. I'm like, okay. That actually taught me a lot. I realized like I'm trying to push my own agenda on this person. Which was like, it's okay to be stressed. Stress creates change. Stress creates, like a cascade of certain chemicals that need to be deployed, like cortisol, and, but that makes you more vigilant. And that makes you drive to take action more. Like if you're like too chilled out, sometimes you're not taking any action. Like a little stress is a good thing. And there's been so many studies that it's actually like really our interpretation of the stress that drives it.